Hi everyone, this is Sharif, um, uh, part of Isante team, and today I'm going to take us through Isante automations. So Isante is a framework, Isante Q framework. So we'll be trying to figure out how we'll be trying to automate the feature files within Isante Q framework. It runs on a Dockerized instance that is of Isante. So I already have my Isante installation. Docker, my Isante Docker is running. So this is a system that we'll be trying to automate, and we'll be seeing how we can automate this. So if I log in, so we can see it have Isante logo, and it is written in French. We have research, find patient, consultation, active. So this is like activists enter patient, registering the patient, outgoing exceptions, atom feeds, reports, configure metadata, and system administration. So it's the same. Um, I mean, it's an Isante system. So we're going to be looking at how we can automate. So we're going to automate it using IsantePlus Q framework. So basically, this framework is being led by Moses. Tesla is a senior developer at University of Washington, and also it's being led by uh, Payeta and also Kenneth. So also I and Cliff, we've been trying to work on it. So the basic. Uh, so how can we automate any feature file within Isante? So basically, we wrote our wiki. So what we do, you first clean your mvn clean install the module. So I already have the module here. I'll clean this up. Mvn clean install. Then I'll skip the tests for now to download the dependencies. So I need to say skip this equals true. So this specifically downloads the dependencies, and it also tells us that the module is working fine without any problem. So we can give it some few seconds for it to download. So it has downloaded. For that, the configurations are like set your test library file, src test. So we have um, a, a, a folder called test.library file. So it's the one that we need to change the URL, the web.url. So when I come back to my Eclipse and I look for test.library file, so it's where we need to change this URL. Sometimes we can work with, this is now running on the demo. So let's assume you want to work on demo. So we already have our instance running. So I'm going to open up a new tab, and I need to change this URL to make sure I have the login of it. So I put it, and I'm going to change the driver to Firefox, but for now I can leave it the way it is. Then I need to change this to false. So basically, I'm changing this to false to make sure that I can see the web driver. I can see the web coming on the screen. So again, so for this case, we can write thanks to Moses, who've actually written the framework. I mean the basic procedures. So we can test all these feature files using mvn test. So we are going to first use this. So for this time, let's use this mvn test. Let's run all the tests at once. So I'm going to come here and let me first clear it up. Mvn clean mvn test. So doing this, it will this is now this is the architecture is like we have the hook. This is a defined hook. So it's a hook defined as a static string. Then so each and every hook is defined. So we have, if I can check the login feature file. So let me cross this up on this one. So the login feature file has its own hook. So this becomes a little bit different with OpenMRS architecture. For OpenMRS, have different hooks that are defined. But for this, it is very simple for you to define a hook and you simply call it. So for the login, we have its own hook defined as that. And then if I go to login steps, this is a simple architecture. So we define as a hook. A hook basically is a definition of a configuration between runtime test and the steps class. Say that you can easily run these tests in a parallel format. So if we say run hook, it will, this is an after, so this is an after. So we can easily, so this one will run after this, after the whole of this test is executed. So before method is the one that runs each, I mean, before it runs it runs before any execution of framework. So these are just this is the architecture. So that's it. Let's try to run this test. Remember, we've changed the test.property file to test on the local server that you are running as a Dockerized container. And we also headless to force that you can be able to see the browser. Let me run this test and you can see. So we shall give it some time and it will automate the system, the entire system, each part by part. Let me try. Yep. So from there, it starts by registering a patient. It registers a patient and saves a patient. So the logic behind this is that when a patient is already registered, it does not register that patient. But for this time, if a patient is not in the system, it will register that patient and it saves the patient. So for this, there are more than 10 logics, 10 automated tests that have already written. From there, it will all register all the patients that are written, that are defined in the Cucumber data tables. So in other words, when you define more patients in data tables, you just include them in data tables, and then the system will auto register them until they are, if they are like 10 patients, they are going to be registered. If they're like one patient, they're going to register automatically. Okay, so let's wait for the patients to be registered and then it will shift to another test. And again, for debugging purposes, we can easily see that the patient is being registered, adding another patient. So these are the patients getting registered. Let's go back. So it's find the patient now. It find the patient, starts on starting start a visit. So I'll pause this when it is going to change the password, simply because when it changes the password, my local instance will automatically change, which I don't want for the moment, but we can see. So ideally, that is the system being automated. And it will automate all the feature files that we've already written. So that is deleting a patient. Clicks on first patient. So basically, I will pause here, but that is an Isante system that is being automated using Selenium and Cucumber. Thanks to Moses and thanks to Cliff and Ken for awesome and amazing work. Have a nice time and see you.